Hey guys, you ready for the movie?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, I'm super excited.
And you got your popcorn?
I gotta get butter on it.
You gotta get some butter.
I can't put butter on it because it makes me poop.
Can I have some nerds?
No, you can't have nerds.
Okay, fine.
Becky can have the nerds though.
Yeah, Becky is.
Oh man, these tickets are like dead in the middle of the seats.
That's fine.
It's okay.
It's recliner seats.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But luckily, I saved some money.
Wait, Bobby, what are you doing? Bobby, what? That's a 2-liter soda. Where did you put it?
I have my pots.
Can I have some?
Movie starting.
Hey everybody, welcome to Scuffed Movie Reviews.
Movie reviews, yeah.
This is something we're going to do
Okay, see, that's good.
Yeah, it's cute. This is something we're going to do from now on when we talk about movies and shit.
Yeah.
They're scuffed in the movie reviews.
All night long.
And we've changed it up. We are not just going to talk about the plot. We've decided we're going to snip it down to the synopsis, and we're going to have fucking talking points.
Talking points.
We circumcised the movie for you.
We did, because we're not Jewish.
Scuffed movie reviews.
Cutting off your tip all night long.
Wait, I thought that was foreskin. I thought fucking getting circumcised was foreskin. I didn't know it was cutting your tip of your penis off.
Wait,
What?
isn't that what a foreskin is? It's the tip of your penis?
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking like the tippy top, you know when you
Oh my god.
you know when you have like an icing tube and you cut the tip off so you can squirt stuff off. That's what I was thinking right there.
This is still the free rotation, obviously.
Clearly us. It's clearly us. This is not an
Nothing
imposter.
has changed regardless of what we're calling this
Nope.
episode.
But today we're talking about 3 movies: Pokemon, Detective Pikachu,
Yes.
John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum.
Parabellum?
Sure.
Also learning to speak English today.
It's a big word.
Yeah.
And Brightburn. We're talking about we got all over the place. We got a kids movie, we got your horror movie, and we got your action film. So we're all over the place today.
All 3 could be kids' movies if you try hard enough, or you want to
What?
traumatize your kids.
No.
I would take my kid to see John Wick 3 before I take it to see fucking Brightburn.
Brightburn.
And I hate kids, so.
Brightburn scared me. Like, legitimately scared me.
Do you want to talk about Brightburn first then, since we're already on it?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
Okay. We gotta let Angie gain some
Perseverate,
confidence.
really.
Let's go from sweet to...
Not so sweet.
Yeah.
But we're gonna start off with Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Gotta catch them all.
Okay.
Gotta catch them all. A young man joins forces with Detective Pikachu to unravel a mystery behind his father's disappearance. Chasing clues through the streets of Rhyme City, the dynamic duo soon discover a devious plot that poses a threat to the Pokemon universe.
Dun, dun, dun.
What most impressed me about this is Bobby said all of that without messing up.
And without taking a breath.
I know. Ugh. Okay.
Because I suck a lot of dick.
Oh, okay. No judgment.
But yeah, the cast and crew, rest is like Rob Letterman's in a couple of movies, nothing super big. And most of the cast is relatively newcomers, except for really Bill Nighy and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Oh, Bill Nye was in this movie.
He was the
We
old
already
guy.
talked about
We
that.
just talked about it before we started
Jesus.
recording.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Literally 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, we were quite surprised. Remember to see him and be like, oh my
Oh
God.
my god, it's the guy from Underworld. That was what I said.
Pirates of the Caribbean is what I know him from.
Oh my god, he's in Pirates of the Caribbean too
Oh my
as well.
God.
He's Hentai Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, let's give a spoiler-free rating for those who haven't seen it yet. If you haven't seen it, then why the fuck are you listening? But sure.
I would like to make a controversial statement about Detective Pikachu.
Oh, don't do it.
I thought it was better than Avengers Endgame.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I preferred it. I went in knowing exactly what I was looking for. I had no high expectation of it, and it delivered.
What's your rating out of 10?
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Okay.
It agrees with me.
Okay, Boo just wants the door open.
What about you, Angie?
I had some major problems with Endgame, but I thought Detective Pikachu was really good, especially the sad Pikachu song.
It's cute.
I wanna be the
Very good.
Oh, gotta catch 'em all.
I think I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
I really liked it. I had a good time. The only real criticism I have was and I'll talk about it more in detail later. There are some scenes where the CGI was kind of wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I enjoyed it. It was really good, nostalgic, feel good movie. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
But did you guys like the overall story? Did you?
The only thing that I had, this is where I'm going back with Endgame a little bit, is I had higher expectations for Endgame, and they didn't deliver. The thing with Detective Pikachu is I went in expecting a generic, happy storyline where it was Pokemon and people, and it delivered in exactly what I was hoping it would. Just a happy, generic story where Pikachu teams up with this kid, and, things work out.
He's not a kid. He's an adult. He works in an insurance company.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Sells insurance. Yeah.
Yeah, insurance is a job.
This young
kind of.
man.
Yeah.
This young man.
He's kind of a cutie pie.
And
too.
Ryan Reynolds actually did play a really good Pikachu.
He did.
Oh, that Pikachu was fantastic.
Yeah.
The coffee obsession was like my favorite thing.
Oh.
I was still drinking that.
Spoilers from here on out. Sorry, should have emphasized that, you stupid fucks, for not listening.
You did say spoiler-free
I
rating.
did. I wasn't calling you stupid fucks. I was calling all stupid fucks, even though I love them.
Oh, I'm a stupid fuck. I
No,
accepted it.
you're very smart.
You're my favorite fuck.
If only you guys could see Angie right now.
I get it.
Sex.
Maybe I'll
Anyways,
post this picture up.
But no, the story, one of the big criticisms of the movie was that critics, so that was really bad. Whatever. Well, I'll figure out a better term for that later on, our second thing. But their biggest criticism was that the story was too simple. I'm like, you know what fucking movie you're going into? You're seeing
It's a fucking Pokemon movie.
It's Pokemon. You know what? Like I told Becky in the first 10 minutes, pretty much figured the entire plot line out. However, I didn't care. It's a Pokemon
You're not
movie.
really going there for
Right.
Intricate plot details.
Intricate plot points. You're so racist. Talking like an Asian.
My bad.
Yeah, my mom would be very disappointed in these
So
pickles.
you.
I'm only half Asian.
Anyways, but
Oh, I almost kill you.
we are talking about Pokemon, so that does kind of work
True.
out. It wasn't for the intricate plot points. It was the fact that it was a movie about Pokemon. Like, what would you expect? It's supposed to be a kids' movie. It's supposed to appeal to kids.
I liked it. How'd you feel with the overall story, Angie?
I liked it a lot. Like I said, you do pretty much get the basis of it, but it still was really great.
Yeah, it was short. The movie didn't run long, which I assume was one of your criticisms of Endgame. Over
Right.
3
Yeah.
hours. This is like 95 minutes versus
Yeah.
that. It had a good quick pace. There wasn't a whole lot of
And I
downtime.
like that you can anticipate the next thing because you can pretty much see where the movie's heading. So
Yeah.
it builds up an anticipation, and it didn't let you down when it reached that
And the
plot
thing,
point.
And the thing that I liked about it is if you grew up watching Pokemon and you grew up watching the movies, it
sorry,
was
Lily.
almost exactly to a
Yeah.
movie you would watch that was the animated version.
Now,
Simple storyline,
Yeah.
straightforward, that's it.
and people unfamiliar with Pokemon probably wouldn't have guessed the plot
Yeah.
because they wouldn't have known Mewtwo's powers and, or really anything about it. Oh, and I liked how the story alluded back to, like,
First movie?
20 years
Oh
ago.
yeah,
Yeah,
they talked
Kanto.
about 20 years ago he escaped from the Kanto region.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and hadn't been seen since. You're like, oh,
oh my god, that's
oh.
me!
Yeah.
I went to see that movie in theaters too.
Pika.
Oh my god, you're hurting my feelings.
Do you still have your ancient Mew card?
Yes, I do.
I do
Nice.
too.
And the unknown. Remember the second
Oh.
one had the unknown.
I don't have that one. I actually saw that back in the day on HBO when they told you don't record this on tape because you bought it from HBO, but we did it anyway because
I
we're
know.
bastards.
Oh,
Who
man.
didn't do that shit?
That's the only nostalgic point I miss about old movies is like now it's like you can't you wouldn't download a car.
Fuck yeah, I would. But yeah, anyway, to continue on.
We would 3D print the shit of it now.
Fuck
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah. So yes, we would download a car.
Dope. Now, who was your favorite actor/actress?
Oh, Bibby, we think you know this.
Who is it?
Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu.
I mean that was my big
Yeah. I mean, this one was easy.
it was easy because I think Ryan Reynolds did a good job portraying like a Pikachu. And the fact that here's the thing is like a lot of people were like it's just Deadpool pretending to be Pikachu. It was spoiler. It wasn't supposed to be Pikachu actually. It was supposed to be a version of his father
Right.
inside of Pikachu.
Right.
So
So we weren't getting Pikachu's personality.
We're getting his dad's
Yeah.
personality.
and you got Pikachu's personality at the end when you saw that
Right.
it was like a possession
And
thing.
he really was the one with the coffee obsession, which I liked that it was Pikachu who was obsessed with coffee.
Yeah, but then Ryan
not
Reynolds got it near the end. It's like,
a really weird coffee
Did
obsession.
you know that the original Japanese version of like
He was an
Pikachu, he was an
alcoholic.
alcoholic, so they had to switch
So
it.
they
Of
alluded
course.
to it to coffee.
of
Yeah.
course, you had to do that. I mean, the movie's rated PG here, so I understand. It was PG-13. You can allude to alcoholism. It's
Yeah.
R. I would have killed for an R
Okay.
cut.
An R-rated
But
dark
speaking
noir.
of PG, when Pikachu is talking to the kid the first time,
Yeah.
and he's walking through the streets after the APOMs or whatever they're called attacked,
Mm-hmm.
and Pikachu's like, they can't hear me. They just want to pick me up, pet me, and put their finger in me. It's like,
Oh my
What?
god.
I looked at Becky, I'm like, what?
To be fair, Pikachu and Mewtwo are both Bill Nighy and Ryan Reynolds' personas.
Yeah, that's actually when you
Oh.
think about it.
Interesting.
But so who's your least favorite actress? Or slash actor? I can tell you mine at the gate. It was Catherine Newton as Lucy.
I didn't like Lucy either.
She real cute, but she real bad at acting.
It was like they were trying really hard to make her kind of anime-ish in a live
Kinda
action.
Brock-like. She
Yeah.
reminded me of
Yeah.
Brock, to be honest.
It was like you were trying to you were either going to have the entire cast act like people from Pokemon movies, or you were going to have the entire cast not act like that and they just lived in the world of Pokemon. It's like they tried to shoehorn her in for like a generic Pokemon girl, and that was
Yeah.
Not really
She had like a Brock personality.
But she looked like Misty, kind of.
yeah.
I didn't have a problem with her. I thought she was great.
I mean, she's cute.
I mean, to be somebody who would own a Psyduck, she would have to be pretty calm and happy-go-lucky. And so I did appreciate, that.
Now the question: what happens when her and Tim have sex and Psyduck's in the room? Does he like freak out and shit?
Oh, he totally is. Because you remember Psyduck used to get really jealous.
Yeah. Just like have Pikachu push him out of the room, like they need their
You know,
private time.
yeah, this is just their time. You just move on.
Yeah.
You.
Would y'all?
Because didn't Psyduck get really jealous of the Wombat?
I
a
think
lot?
so, something
Yeah.
like that. It's been a while since I watched the old anime.
Yeah.
My sister watches the newer stuff, and I'll watch it with her. And the animation looks dog shit now, so I can't really
Oh.
watch it. It looks rough.
Yeah.
It doesn't look great. What did y'all think of the score/music soundtrack?
I think it was just, it's kind of.
I didn't really notice it.
I didn't notice
it. Wouldn't
it.
have been something.
Other than Ryan Reynolds singing sad Pokemon
Pokemon
theme
theme.
song. That was about the only thing that I remember from
Oh,
it.
I did like the remake of the Pokemon song, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool.
That was during the opening credits, right? Where he's
yeah.
on the train. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
I
thought.
thought that was pretty cool.
I don't think I think the music it probably was something that you just took in because it was a Pokemon movie. Like, it was just something you would generically hear in Pokemon anyways.
Wasn't you listening to like retro music?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like old rock or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I would. It's not something other than, like I said, the reboot of the theme. I didn't really. What about you?
I enjoyed. I mean, there was one scene. I think it was the Mewtwo scene where him and Pikachu are fighting. I think it had a really. I think is it that or it's like the reveal that now he's actually the bad guy had a decent score. But yeah, again, it was like it wasn't outstanding. It wasn't like
it wasn't something you're going to remember for the movie.
It's no Blade Runner 24/9 when it comes to the music.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't Ponyo. Ponyo.
All those fucking movies.
I know. You
Yeah.
remember, if you hear a Ghibli movie soundtrack, you know exactly where it came from.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What'd y'all think of the cinematography/CGI? Did you enjoy the look of the Pokemon?
The Pokemon, yes. Although I wanted mean Blastoise. Where's the sunglasses? We asked for one thing.
I needed the squirrel squad. That's what I'm saying. Like when they were
Yeah.
doing the whole thing, when it was like
Yeah.
put it on the fire. Why can't they have some fucking sunglasses on?
I know,
God
like
damn
just
it!
one of them
Some
wearing
fan
sunglasses
service.
would have been pretty
Yeah.
good.
Some fan service.
I think they overall the Pokemon, comparatively to what we've seen with Sonic the Hedgehog and where it could go completely wrong.
That movie's been delayed by
I
6
know
months.
because they're
The
trying to fix
Pikachu
it.
looked fantastic.
Yes.
Pikachu looked fantastic.
Bulbasaur looked adorable.
Mr. Mime looked as fucking scary as I remember him being.
Yeah. The Snubbull looked great.
Mm-hmm.
They all looked
I
pretty
think
good.
I think it looked good for what
The
they were
Ditto
trying
was
to do.
horrifying.
Yeah, Ditto was really fucking scary.
That was
Mewtwo's
fucking.
teeth.
Oh. Speaking of Mewtwo, that's where the CGI fell through for me because there are a lot of bits where Mewtwo, like when he was standing still, it popped out too much, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like normal Mewtwo. It was Bill Nighy Mewtwo when they fused or
Like
whatever.
when he's evil and he's like above.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, and
it
he's
looked
above the
rough.
city. Yeah,
There's some rough bits.
I thought so. And when he was chasing the Pikachu and Pikachu's jumping from the Bulbasaur to Bulbasaur, the Pikachu's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like when he was setting off the Pikachu balloons, I didn't like the CGI of his ability, like his cheeks sparking and stuff. I didn't
Man,
really
like a
feel
little
it.
chubby boy.
I will say Charizard
Yeah.
kind of creeped me out too. Like,
Yeah.
Charizard was amazing,
I don't know if I was.
and the Gyarados. I don't float.
oh
Oh,
yeah, the Gyarados was funny.
I was more scared of the Gengar.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess as a ghost Pokemon, it made a lot of sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Gengar was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And for those of us who are Gengar fans, thank
Gengar's
you.
pretty dope.
That was great. But I loved when Pikachu threw the Magikarp, and he was like, that went differently in my head.
Yeah.
And then, bam, Gyarados.
Yep, that was great. Did y'all have a favorite scene? Besides, I'm going to disqualify the Pikachu singing scene.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
that was
Paul.
the best scene in the entire movie.
It's too easy. It's too easy. I want you to think a little bit more.
Um,
We're journalists now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, we're movie critics now.
Oh, man.
You really liked when he threw the Magikarp.
I did like the Magikarp scene. I really liked it when he figured out how to be Pikachu. Like, when he was like, oh, fuck, I gotta, like, Pikachu's the shit out of some people. Like, that was always good. And I really did like the scene when they were in the, like, Pokemon fighting ring, when all of the Pokemon started smelling whatever that thing was that
The
was
R?
turning, yeah, the R was turning them aggro or whatever. When they all started going crazy, I was like, oh, this is what my fear would be, is like, if I lived in the Pokemon world, is like they could just turn on us and just eat the shit out of us.
What about you, Angie?
Well, I really liked how it harkened back to the first movie, where it had Pikachu once again talking to Mewtwo about his owner.
Yeah.
Like, asking to save him.
Oh,
I'm about
yeah.
to cry thinking about it
That was
again,
cute.
where he, Pika,
He's
Pika,
like,
Pika.
Pika.
And he was like, I think humans are shit, but you
this
got
one's
a good.
good because
yeah.
he saved him.
He's like, I'll trust you, Pikachu. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great.
I have a tie. Fortunately, y'all didn't pick either one, which I was happy about. When Tim Goodman, the main character, when he walks into Ryan City for the first time, and you see all the Pokemon doing like day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
Loved that shit. I'm like, cool, they really integrated into this world. And then when Tim and Pikachu were in the fighting arena,
Yeah.
and Tim's like, quick attack, volt tackle, a thunder shock. I was like, haha, video game.
I
when
know, yeah, when he was like,
He's actually training him. And Pikachu's like, yeah, but that'll exhaust me. I think I'll just do this. And then realized he couldn't do anything. Pika, Pika.
Imagine Ryan Reynolds Pikachu on coke.
Oh, shit.
Unbeatable. Unbeatable.
that's true.
His heart would explode, so probably
Yeah.
all the caffeine.
Because he's little. Oh, okay. That was the other thing. When he kept trying to stand on Tim, and when the Pikachu wants to stand up on his shoulder, and he's like, no, we're not doing this. He's like, okay, fine. I'll just take 10,000 steps to your one. and he like, ding, 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 ding.
That was cute.
And I liked every time he dropped to 4 pitties as Pikachu and
Pitties.
ran. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah. And I also really liked the Bulbasaurs, but I thought that it failed a little bit in explaining what the thingies were, the ones that could put you to sleep forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do a very good job of explaining that, but I liked when he brought Pikachu there. Oh, and I felt it in my jellies.
Oh yeah, I felt it in my jelly.
So what we're saying is Angie liked the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah.
What is the evolution of Tortwig? The big one.
Torterra.
That scene scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
With the
with
big
the
ass
gra-
Torterras.
Yeah.
You know what was really cool about that
man.
scene? Because the movie was co-produced by Toho, which does the Godzilla movies. So it was
Oh, it was
like
like
kaiju.
kaiju.
Yeah.
Oh. And then they just settle back in, and you're like,
Thank God.
Oh,
I'm
fuck
afraid
that
to walk
shit.
anywhere.
They're just big, angry bonsai trees.
It's like the giant turtle lore of like
yeah,
Asian
just
cultures.
don't wake them up.
Yeah.
Let's just let them sleep.
But anyway, we all enjoyed this movie. Definitely recommend y'all go see it.
Yes.
Definitely recommend you buying it on DVD. So it's a movie's already made twice its budget back, so it's getting a sequel.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh fuck!
What it is?
It is. It's in pre-production already.
What?
Yes, it is in pre-production. It's already made It had a budget of 150
Is it where
million.
Tim gets his own Pokemon?
Probably, I would assume. And I hope Ryan Reynolds comes back. Really hope he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, at least even if he just plays the dad in that.
That's
that
what
would be fine.
I'm fine. He was cute looking as a dad.
I know. I didn't expect Ryan. You never
With his big soulful eyes.
Yeah, and everybody. I mean, you figured it out when you realized you never see the dad throughout the movie. That it's clearly has to be Ryan Reynolds.
I'm dumb, and it took me the last 15 minutes when they started the Pokemon started fusing. I'm like, oh, that's his paw.
Oh yeah.
But I want to see him do like the gym leader challenges and shit, or like
I think that
Pokemon
would be
League or
pretty
something.
good.
Yeah, do
Because
something.
we were pretty sure. Well, he said he'd like to, try his hand at police.
Oh, so detective
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Ooh, go get Team Rocket and Giovanni.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty good.
Or just Giovanni, because, 20 years during the Kanto thing. So just gets Giovanni. Because I thought who Bill Nighy was going to be. It was going to be like, the reveal, mask. Oh, I'm Giovanni.
Yeah,
This is
Yeah.
Team
Team
Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah.
I thought so too. I really
Yeah, I
did.
thought there was gonna be a Team Rocket reveal, but
Because
it
when we
wasn't.
first saw him, I'm like, "There's Team Rocket right there."
Because the girl with the Ditto looked like Jessie.
Yeah,
She had pink hair. I was
She
like,
really
oh, fuck.
did,
Where's
yeah.
James, though? And I was like, oh, she's a Ditto. That was scary. Fuck that.
that was fucked up.
But now, we're gonna move on to John Wick 3.
Another great kids movie.
You say that word. I can't do that word.
Parabellum.
There we go. Parabellum. Synopsis.
Dun, dun, dun.
Super assassin John Wick, also lover of puppers, is on the run after killing a member of the International Assassins Guild. With a $14 million price tag on his head, he's a target of hitmen and women everywhere because we're progressive.
That's right.
Yep.
Everybody can be a hitman or a hit woman.
Or a hit person.
Or a hit person. Or a hitmonchan.
This Pokemon.
Brought it back around.
I brought it back around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, spoiler free rating before we dive into details and such. How'd y'all like it?
Okay, John Wick was good. I really like John Wick 2, but John Wick 3 blew him out of the water for me. I especially like the title of it, Parabellum, because Parabellum is a type of like a semi-automatic weapon to automatic weapon.
Oh, so that's what that means. Thank God I finally figured it out 'cause I had no
Okay.
fucking clue.
So I think that it's really poignant in that John Wick is a Parabellum because he's unstoppable. If I shoot you with a machine gun, you're not really surviving it.
No.
So I think it's really cool, the title of it. I think I would give it probably an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I would have the opposite reaction. I liked John Wick 3. I did. But to me, what made John Wick, the first one, really good is that it was a story about a guy who turned out to be a really badass assassin. That's what I really liked about it. In this one, it felt like it was more,
It was more like a kung fu movie.
It was.
It was like an old school
With
kung
not
fu
a lot
movie
of-
with guns.
Yeah, with not a lot of storyline. So I would give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm on the same level because I did not like the first one. I really did not like the first John Wick movie. I saw it in theaters with Tyler Brock and Johansson. Was not a fan of it. Saw the second one. Then years later when the second one came out, I saw it on DVD and I was like, oh, this is like 10 times better. This is really good. Because maybe because the villain was better. It made it better. And then I saw this one illegally. I'm not giving out website details. And I was like, oh, this is good. Like, I liked, again, the story. It wasn't a self-contained story. It's world building because he literally goes to the desert and shit.
Yeah.
But I like the world that it's built. And apparently they're doing a spin-off TV show.
Oh.
Interesting.
Or no, I think it's a prequel TV show with him
Okay.
back in the day.
Oh.
Which I'm fine with because there's a lot.
Because we learned a lot
Yep.
about him.
Yeah.
Like, did you know he was Belarus?
No.
I didn't know he was Russian.
Nope.
When they called him by his name, Jordani Jovakovich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm awake. Yeah, I thought it was great. I was like, holy shitballs. And it explained the tattoo on his back. And then he had all the markers that we knew he had, and he starts calling them in. It was fantastic. And I love the Halle Berry.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
I will give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's because I give the first one like a -3. Second one gets like
Wow, really?
I fucking hate the first one. I really fucking
A
hate
lot
the
of
first
people
one.
don't like it.
Really?
I
I
Yeah.
loved
don't
it.
because Pupper dies in the first 10 minutes and it gets me really
Yes,
upset.
that was really hard.
Yeah, and then the second one I give like a 9 out of 10 because that movie's.
Yeah.
And then this one I gave like a 7. It's good. I hope the next one's even
And
better.
the second one is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one, I think, is, if I was to rate it, like, I really liked the first one, but I feel like the second one was
So
the
you would go
best.
1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 for
I would
you?
go 2, 1, 3.
Okay.
That would be how I would do it.
Segue. Since you're the one who was the biggest critic of the story, what was your biggest issue with it?
My biggest issue, it's because, like, what I liked about 1 and 2 is that it wasn't just a bunch of kung fu BS. It was a story about a man who turned out to be, like, one of the greatest assassins of all time. And what 2 did really well is that it kind of built out the world and kind of gave everything a little bit more of a storyline. And with 3, it was just like, I don't know, it was like it flipped itself. It was like, let's just show him killing all of these people.
See, I disagree with that.
I mean, and that's fine. I just don't, to me, it just felt like it was not 85% action,
Misfiring. Yeah.
15% story, and it didn't progress the story at all to me.
I think Becky's trying to say is she wanted more of a balance between the action and story, like the second one did. You know,
It's kind of like my
But
problem
it
with.
told the story through the action.
I don't think it did though.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like my problem with Dragon Ball Broly.
whoa, we're not dragging that shit back up again. That movie is fucking
We're
cinema
not Dragon
gold.
Balling that back up.
That's a sex joke.
But I just didn't feel like it did progress anything. It only progressed the last maybe 15 to 20 minutes of the movie.
See, I feel that it took you through exactly who John Wick is, because you feel like he's an anti-hero, but 3 teaches you no, he's just a villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally as bad as the people he's killing, especially when he's kind of a slave to the table. He was willing to give up everything to go back and serve them. And, he changes his mind, but at what cost. It told the story through that action, the way Halle Berry turned to help him, which, by the way, we'll get to that in my favorite scene of the movie. But I feel like through the action, it told the story about the table. Like, you learn more and more and more about it.
Yeah, about the High Table. Yeah, the shadow organization behind them. Maybe it's not so much a story about John Wick. It's more of a story about John Wick's world.
Yeah.
Which I get what you're saying. You want more self-contained story. Angie and I like the big. We like a big old universe and shit.
Yeah, because you learn more about the lore of John Wick, like about why he's Baba Yaga. It now makes sense why he's Baba Yaga, because he's from that part of the damn world.
Yeah.
Like it, and I like that he's Baba Yaga coming in your sleep.
Now, does he have does like one of his old cars have like chicken legs on it?
That would be. Now I would be down for that.
Or like the license plate says like, this is like chicken legs on it and be fucking great.
Chicken legs. And he got like chicken legs like painted onto like his tires and stuff like that.
Something. Gotta throw that out there. Who was your favorite actor in the movie / actress?
Halle Berry.
Keanu Reeves.
Wow. Okay. Good. I'm different again. Lance Reddick.
Oh.
As the concierge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's so awesome.
He was great in Fringe, so every time I see him, he's great in that show, the corporate show on Comedy Central.
No, I did like Winston as well.
Well, yeah, Ian McShane's great. Like Ian McShane is like cameo in Game of Thrones.
I love that twist.
Yeah.
We kind of knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, he loves him.
But it was great.
Ian McShane's gold.
Yeah, and you're like, did he know that it was gonna happen that way?
He's old guy. The old guys are smart.
Yeah. He was thinking 3 steps ahead the entire
yeah,
time.
he plays mental chess. For sure.
Who is your least favorite actor in the movie?
I don't think I actually. I wasn't a big fan. You know what? I think what I had a big problem with is that the high guy, the biggest guy in the the table. What's it called? The high table? Elder of it?
Yeah.
Is just this random Middle Eastern guy who lives out in the desert.
Oh,
to me, it was just so random. And to me, that's not what I would picture as, like, the elder of it. He's just this random, like, 40-year-old guy who's like, I live out in the desert.
But is he really 40?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
I also didn't like him. I didn't really care for it. To me, I'm, like, thinking of, like, this old, grizzled, like, guy who's like lives in the shadows and he only comes when he needs to find you. This is like you walk out in the desert and then if you get close to dying he might appear.
What about you, Angie? Who's your least favorite, if you have one? You don't have to have one.
I've always liked Lawrence Fishburne's character, but I felt like he wasn't until
I feel like
in his scenes it seemed like he didn't.
He was phoning it in.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like
with that.
like he was just there because he's been
there.
there. But at the end of it, he was awesome.
He was awesome at the end. But the other part, you're like, I'm here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like.
He was like Marshawn lynching it.
Yes.
Yeah, I did like the bald-headed guy.
Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zero.
I did like that.
Yeah.
I loved how weird he was and how kind of weeb he was.
You gotta have like the main assassin bad guy in these kind of movies gotta have some sort of personality. They give him that,
and then he was just a fanboy on top of it. Like, hey, you want to hang out sometime? No.
Mine was it the guy, the high chair guy? Was he one that killed Halle Berry's doggo?
No.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
That was Braun.
Worst actor.
That was Braun from Game of Thrones.
Worst, yeah, it was worst actor in the fucking.
He gets a castle.
Yeah, but
worst actor.
And I thought it was pretty bad writing there too. I want your dog. Like, really? Because John Wick started all of this because of a dog.
Dog in a car.
And I liked how she questioned him, like, all of this over a dog in a car. And then she started some shit and it's like, he shot my dog. He's like, oh, I get it. Yeah.
I get it.
You were so judgmental of John Wick and then you did. I mean, she did far worse than he did.
What'd y'all think of the score? Musical soundtrack?
I always like the music in John Wick because it's not over the top. It just kind of sets the mood for everything you're about to go through.
Yeah.
You can always tell when you're in New York because of that kind of techno, almost electronic kind of music that kind of plays. Yeah. And then when you get out and you're actually exploring the different places, it does change the music around, and then it goes right back into exactly what it would sound like. Always, the music is always what makes an action scene for me, too. Like, if you have a good soundtrack backing what's happening in an action scene, I feel like that makes a bigger difference because it makes it stand out more.
What about you, Angie?
I didn't notice it.
Fair.
I don't really notice the music in a lot of stuff.
I think it's horror that you really notice the score the most because they ramp that shit up.
That's
and
why,
like movies like Sucker Punch
Yeah.
and what's that one you like them a lot?
Which one?
Like the
Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus the
Yeah.
World.
Yeah.
Like those, I notice it in.
Oh, and or the lack of it, like in A Quiet Place,
Yeah.
where it had no music and no sound other than what they were saying. Like that makes a huge difference.
I thought it was okay. Like the scene where he's on the fucking horse.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Also, my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Because he's going against guys on motorcycles. And horses are kind of innocent. But no, the soundtrack was pretty good there. But it wasn't like, again, it's no Blade Runner 2049.
Right.
Because I fucking have a hard on for that movie. Yeah. But how'd y'all feel about the cinematography? Did you like the look of it? I felt, so each movie seems to have like a different base color. I think the first one was like a gray.
Yeah.
Second one was blue, and this is a purple.
Yeah. I think like the look of the film and the cinematography, especially at the very end where they're fighting in the glass room, where it's like everything's kind of like an illusion. I think that's really cool. I think they did a lot of different stuff with like the action scenes of it, so that was nice. That was pretty. I think that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
I like it, and I like their play on colors because, to me, it shows you the levels of how pissed off John Wick is getting.
So the next one's gonna be red.
Red. I absolutely believe it'll be red because, again, we went from blue to purple, and it's gonna be red.
There we go. Favorite scene.
I was a big fan of the very beginning fight when they're in the hotel.
Okay, he's getting out of there.
Yeah, when they come in and they like set the lights down, so they're like messing up the night vision, and you can kind of see like John Wick moving through and like killing the shit. That was
at the end.
At the very end of the movie. Yeah, when they're when the last battle.
Because you said
basically.
beginning, but you meant end.
The beginning. It's like the beginning of the fight at the very end of the movie.
Okay.
I love using participles. I have two. When you met Halle Berry's puppers.
Oh yeah, and they're like.
Puppers are pure. I don't care how angry they are.
And that was also a badass fight scene too. Was the way she would like yell at them and they would run and coordinate. That was pretty cool.
And they would hold him so she could shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
But my favorite scene was I'm on a horse and I'm beating y'all fuckers on the motorcycles.
Oh my god, that was the worst when he was like getting them to kick them, the horses to kick the people. I was like, that out of all the things you do to kill people, that to me is like the most painful.
Yeah. I have, I guess, 3 equally favorite.
Okay.
Other than the Halle Berry scene, because that was just amazing. But I really liked where they're chasing him and he goes into the old time weapon and they're throwing knives at each other.
Oh, yeah.
And just that is so grotesque. I thought it was heavenly. But then I liked when the time was running up and he couldn't get to the hotel. And then you realize he's trying to get his dog to safety. And he tells the guy, gives him a full gold piece and says, take him, I can never remember the name of that hotel. But it says, can you get him there for me?
The Continental.
Yeah. And then when he gets there and they open the door for the dog and the concierge takes the dog in. And I really liked when he gets there, how the dog runs out and he's, licking him all over the face with that happy pity smile.
Yeah.
You just can't beat a happy pity smile.
Yeah. And he's just happy that his owner is back.
Yeah.
What was your third one? You had 3.
Didn't I go through 3?
I thought you said knife fight. Oh no! You
the pitties.
The countdown
and
okay, and there was 2 dog scenes, so technically it counted as one.
Yeah.
So this is also the second movie that we're reviewing that also has its sequel in pre-production already.
Yeah.
2021 is coming out. Are you excited?
I am super excited.
I figured
because when the Bowery King says, "Are you pissed?" and he says, "Yes."
I'm like, after all of this, like the worst part of when you get John Wick going is when he's pissed off. But you know what? The thing that kind of bothered me, and I don't think it was more of a bothersome, but more of a like, oh man, we really do need to end the series, is how tired John Wick seemed by the end of it.
Oh yeah,
fuck yeah, he's exhausted.
Tired.
He's had a rough couple days, or a couple weeks.
And it's just like he's so tired, but he's still kicking ass, but he's so tired. I'm like, this poor man either needs to die or retire.
No, he's gonna take a nap in a cot in the Bowery King's room. He's just gonna take a nap.
I was like, and I said that at the end to Angie. I'm like, they think he's dead, so he can take like a 30-minute nap time.
He can get some rest. He can rest up for it.
I'm excited too.
Blue liked it. Okay.
I hope they don't make another one after the 4th one because I don't want the concept to be too tired.
Can't draw it out. I really was thinking this would be the last one, and it would have been fine if it was the last one. But
I think it had to set up for him going against the
because
table.
you don't want to cramp too much into one.
That's right.
Yeah, like I really like Endgame.
Yeah, I really thought this one would be him going against the high table, but it's nice that they set it up further.
Yeah, they're like, here's the high table. Now we're gonna finish it.
Yep. But on to our scariest movie.
Oh my god.
Brightburn. Synopsis. What if a child from another world crash landed on Earth, but instead of becoming a hero to mankind, he proved to be something far more sinister, a.k.a. Angry Boy Superman.
Yeah.
Just evil Superman.
Evil Superman.
Not injustice, but just flat evil.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, it takes place in Kansas.
And he's adopted by a childless couple who
Oh,
can't
yeah.
have kids. Like, it follows a Superman story.
Spoiler for review. For those who haven't seen it, what do you give it out of 10?
You go ahead.
10.
Oh, wow.
I loved it.
There you go.
I absolutely loved it.
6 out of 10. I did not like it.
We're gonna have a long discussion, little lady.
I have the okay, we'll talk about it, but I have a lot of problems with the inconsistencies and
That's
how
fair.
stupid the humans were in this movie.
I liked it. I felt like it delivered on its horror premise really well. I mean, there are some issues in it.
Oh, the horror premise. Well, real good. It was scary.
It was terrifying. Like I said, Becky, I don't know how you can fully rate this movie since you had your shirt over your head pretty much the entire movie. Like, I'd look over and she's like this, Bobby. She's
Jesus.
like, and she sees me look. She's like, "What's happening?" I'm like,
This
"Don't look."
Movie was PG-13, right? What'd you do as a full hard R?
Jesus, I wouldn't have survived it. My heart was racing. I jumped when he like up and the mask they used for him was
it's
terrifying.
You remind me of Scarecrow from The Dark Knight.
Yeah, most definitely.
Or Batman Begins.
We're gonna go with Becky because she didn't like the story.
Wait, Bobby, you didn't rate it.
Oh yeah, fuck. I will give it 8. It was good. It was good. Again, some issues, not perfect film, but Becky.
I had a lot of problems with how. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm the best to talk. Okay, I'm trying to think about this without going like extensively into it. My big problem is how these parents handled this kid. It's like, shoot the kid in the back of the fucking head, but you know they can't bleed, he can't bruise, he can't do anything. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. B, you're gonna like hold him and then stab him. You should have Arya fucking Starked that kid immediately. So it's like the parents, I get that that's their child, I get all of it, but the biggest problem I had with it is there was no consistency as to how this kid became evil. It was suddenly like, he was a really sweet kid to begin with, and then like he hit puberty and suddenly he's an evil like badass. There should have been some consistency with him either trying to do good and not being able to do good, or like you see his descent into madness, like kind of like how they should have done it with Game of Thrones and Daenerys. Like there was just no consistency. Suddenly he's just this bad guy. He's just a bad kid, and he wasn't bullied that bad. He was only bullied because he was smart, and then he did kind of do pervy things. So yeah,
he's a fucking kid. We all do perfect things, right? Ain't don't we all do perfect things as a kid?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, it's like suddenly he's just a bad guy, and now because a couple of people said you're really smart, he's like, I'm far superior, and I totally can do whatever I want. Like, no, there is no consistency into how the story began. Like, at least with Superman, which Angie mentioned, is like that he always knew what he was. He knew that he was something different, and he tried to hide it. This kid just suddenly realized he had powers, and now he's a bad guy. Like, and then at the very end when he's talking to his mom, he's like, I want to do good. No, the fuck you don't. You hadn't done good at all.
Or the only allusion they had to the fact that he wasn't always good was he knew way too much about predatory wasps and how vicious they could be. And he would have had the cutouts of the bowels under his bed for quite some time.
Yeah, but
I mean, that wasn't new within the last possession time.
Yeah, but you're telling me this kid who's been on Earth for 12 years, raised, seemed like a relatively sweet kid that most people said was just smart and quiet, suddenly just turns? Like, that makes no sense.
It's just puberty.
I mean, I get that it's supposed to be puberty, but even puberty has a decline to it. It's not like you just suddenly become a bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Becky's got a lot of feelings about this movie,
I
listeners.
just didn't like it. I just didn't like how...
Sign out in the comments and tell her why she's wrong. I'm kidding.
I think maybe because he was so good at pretending, and I mean, he's a sociopath for sure.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has no feelings and he is far superior intellectually. That he just knew how to fake it for years. And
Until he was like, fuck it, you know.
yeah, because they're like, has he been lying to us this
See,
whole time?
But even then, like, they could have explained that in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I think that they rely on the viewer to have,
Put 1 and 2 together.
Yeah, but if you have to make it entire, like, it's one thing to make, like, your interpretation of it. It's the same thing we had a problem with Us. Like, suddenly there's a whole switch on it that we have to figure out that we have to interpret.
Well, no, Us just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just didn't.
You're-
You can't have a story that is absolutely set this way and then change it up at the end and be like, oh, surprise.
You're really the clone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it's fucking dumb.
yeah, it was so stupid.
After explaining that the clone specifically told her, I never came up, you could have taken me with you, and we could have both lived in the light. Hold up. You'd been in the light the first 6 years of your life. Now, okay, you just... The whole thing was a fucking lie, because you knew who she was. Whatever. We're not talking about that movie.
Oh, the story was okay. It had its issues with that. I felt like the movie could have been a little bit longer and helped explain some of those things. But besides that, it was good. But who was your favorite actor / actress?
Well, Angie, why did you like the story the best?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We skipped over you. I'm sorry, Angie.
I liked it because the thing about the story, Superman's story, is it is a simple story. Superman's not complicated.
Yeah.
And I like that they didn't complicate the evil Superman story.
But, and you also really like the Injustice stories. So
I do love Injustice. I like this because they didn't make Brightburn, they didn't make him a villain. He's just evil. There's a big difference between being villainous and being evil.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's just plain evil. Like, Superman is absolute good to the point that he could be Injustice. This guy is evil. Like, the exact opposite. And, I mean, I'm with Becky. I would have liked to have seen, like, the descent a little better. He wakes up, he's like, where? I don't know what I'm doing. Because the power went into him and kind of possesses him.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he just has this perfect idea of exactly who and what he is. And he also had a really weird reaction when she told him the truth. He was like, you lied. You're a liar. Like, what?
Yeah, but you're okay with being an alien now?
You're from space.
Superior?
Your problem, and he's super smart to the point he would have understood.
Yeah.
So, don't have him act childish and then have us believe.
You're from space, bro. What do you want?
Yeah.
But I thought it was horrifying.
Yeah.
When the lights are blinking at him and he's getting closer and closer.
I think
Thought my heart was going to stop.
I think good parts of it was that it was scary. It was a legitimately scary
Oh yeah,
movie.
we know.
I didn't expect
you
it
had a
to
shirt
be
over your face.
scary.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And then it was just scary. I was like, oh shit, this movie's scary as hell.
Who's your favorite actor or
Well,
actress?
I've always been an Elizabeth Banks fan.
She was really good in this movie. She's
Yeah.
mine too. Like she was phenomenal. Like she was.
Yeah.
She felt like a real she fucked up at the end, but you felt like she really
because
cared.
she loved him.
Yeah.
She had a mother's genuine love for him, and I think like all mothers, she hoped for the best, and I think she was half-heartedly trying to kill him. I think that she didn't really want to.
What about you, Beckles?
I would agree. I think the strength of the movie falls back, other than the fact that she was stupid at the end, was that Elizabeth Banks showed like a mother's love and the desperation of having a child that is inherently evil. Like, you want them to be good and you want to do good by them, but at the end of the day, you know that they're not good. You can't. I mean, that kind of harkens back to what do you do when you have a child? Like, say you're a parent of a serial killer and you find out your child's a horrible shithead who killed people and tortured people. Like, do you still love them the same way? They're still your child.
You can either kill them or do what Dexter's dad did and teach them how to kill just bad
That's
guys.
right. I thought Dexter's dad was great.
Yeah.
And how he's like, I know this is how you are, and it's okay. Let's just use it like this.
These are for the forces of good.
Yeah.
Who was your least favorite actress?
I think the girl was my problem.
Oh.
She was supposed to be Lois Lane in this scenario, and she just was like...
Yeah, she was mean to him for no
Erica?
reason.
Or was it
Erica,
Kate?
yeah.
Erica's the
Like
worst.
when they were standing out on the track doing the trust thing and she let him fall. Like there are triggers that led him to one, he can't trust. Like everybody else went around the trust circle, and then when he did, they let him fall. And then laughed at him and made fun of him. Like
Called him a creep,
there
yeah.
are triggers.
But
for
even
him.
then, she's like, he's a pervert.
Yeah, he didn't
He's
have to...
awful.
Yeah. And
Like,
meanwhile, all he did was pop up outside. He didn't even go in that night. He was just outside of a room.
And she wasn't changing.
I
She was
would
in
have
the
been
room.
I would have been more concerned that he's floating.
Yeah.
But okay, you focus on the pervert part.
you do you, boo-boo.
Because he didn't do anything to be perverted.
Yep.
He played music and was floating spookily outside of her window. Okay,
Yeah.
Ookie spookums.
we all float out here. Like,
Yeah.
Turns out he's actually just Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my least favorite was Erica. Fuck her. Score and movie soundtrack.
and yeah, this one I did notice and I
Yeah.
did appreciate it.
Yeah, you just that was like that when it ramps up. It's just
Yeah.
like, woo.
And it kind of twists like the superhero music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they kind of gave it the alternate twist of what a superhero soundtrack would sound, and the horror, the scenes, the music did a good job of building up the tension,
Yeah.
especially the.
Yeah. Yeah. And it really gives you a sense of how if a superhero or a super goes after you, you're not getting away. That's it.
No,
They've got you.
you just gotta get lucky. You gotta be lucky and like happen to have. Oh, I happen to have this rock that you're just weak to, and
Yeah.
just like, that's the
Yeah.
only way you're getting out of there.
And because you know what, it really puts into perspective. It's like people somehow think anything that visits Earth is gonna be what's the word I'm looking for?
Friendly.
Yeah, like friendly.
No.
Or altruistic, or they've come in to teach us or help us because we've done
They've
so
come in
well for
peace.
ourselves. Brightburn is like, okay, maybe what if they're not? We're gonna die to this.
Yeah, like maybe a nuke could stop him. I think that's the only thing that could stop him, and that might just slightly injure him.
Yeah.
But Becky, earlier you were talking about, or Angie, one of you two were talking about the whole light scene where lights are flickering. So you guys enjoyed the cinematography of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good
great.
too. It was there's some scenes that was a little too dark for me, like just in terms of like. But I get it's a spooky atmosphere movie. I get what they're trying to do. Not as bad as Episode 3 Game of Thrones dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the darkest timeline, literally.
Yeah, because especially when it's super dark, but you know he's out there and you can't see him.
Yeah, that makes it scary.
And then all of a sudden you see like just a shade of red. I thought that was horrifying because you knew he was there.
Or when you saw
knew
just
he
his,
was
like,
there.
the shadow of him just standing there when the...
Or just his pupils in the red. Oh, it was so awful.
The only thing is, like, and this is why I would hide behind, like, my shirt and stuff, is I think the horror portions of it where he killed people... It was so gruesome.
Yeah.
Like, when he dropped his uncle from in his car and his jaw fell off, and he's just suffocating on his blood. I'm like, and it lasts for that entire time, and he, like, takes part of his blood to write a symbol. Yeah. I'm like,
Or the woman picking the glass out of her eye and watching the pupil explode. Yeah.
Oh, I can't take stuff like that.
And the lasering his dad's eyes through this.
Yeah.
To be fair, his dad tried killing him.
No, I mean, the guy was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, just dumb. And to lie to the mom the way he did, it completely went against... And I think it was to protect her. And he's like, I got to do something. But maybe you should have just really tried to be his dad.
Yeah.
Or maybe on the front part where they're talking about he doesn't bruise or bleed, maybe a gunshot to the head ain't going to do shit.
Exactly. Because he's the one who said he's never had a cut. He's never had a bruise. He's never even bled. And you think a gun's gonna do something?
So, do you think poisoning might have worked if he could feed it to him? Because obviously it's not gonna pierce the skin. Maybe if some kind of poisoning would work.
I don't know. No, because he ate a spoon. He ate a fork.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? But no, I thought like the cinematography a lot. And I felt like it did. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I did feel like the movie delivered on its horror premise. I did in that sense.
Yeah.
Like when the two cops came to the house and he just smeared the main guy, and then the woman's in the house, and in the back you see from the other lady's perspective, like she's not looking, but you can see just past her shoulder, and the woman is hitting the ceiling and then comes flying in and she's broken and dying. It's horrifying.
Yes.
And then when he comes in the room and you know he's gonna look under the bed, and she was just fucking right there. That's so scary.
It's spoopy.
Like the movie and the cinematography really built that up. And we got to talk about how Brightburn, if you take away the other half of the B, is an S. Like, think about it. This
like
B
his
part
symbol,
and
if you
this
take
B part.
apart part of it, it was like an S.
Yeah, you're right.
So you had the inverse S with the S. Oh, it's really good. And I like how they called him Brightburn. And Bobby, did you get all the people at the end that they were talking about?
That was my
favorite. The
favorite
guy ranting
scene.
on the YouTube thing. It was in the credits. And he was like, we've had 6 mysterious figures. There's the man who's part fish and part man.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't say for the credits.
Oh. So he talks about 6... I said 6 and held up 4 fingers. He talks about 6 things. And then he talks about the witch with the rope that she puts around people's necks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wonder Woman.
Justice League, yeah.
I asked Scoob about it, and he said that there's an inverse where they are, instead of all being good, they're evil. So he said the best one is like the Crime Syndicate.
Yep, it's Earth 3.
Yeah, so this one isn't Crime Syndicate. It's the one where they're just genuinely evil.
Yeah, they're just pieces of shit.
So he said he'll need to see it before he can comment further on it, because he hasn't seen it yet. But I texted Scoob and I'm like, oh my god, you held out on me, because I need to know who all the other. I think it's the Justice League, but it wouldn't be an Injustice League. It's just an evil League of Evil.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that point is that it's not supposed to necessarily be DC. I mean, it's not supposed to be DC related. It's supposed to be its own little horror thing. But I think they're just taking the illusions of these like iconic superhero figures and it's turning it. So I think, and it's funny because they do mention that the evil witch lady that's been around since World War II, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and you know who Aquaman is, and then it looked like the Martian Hunter.
Yeah.
So you're like, and I think he's with Supergirl, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not
the
sure.
Martian Hunter, I think it's on the show.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was one of them.
Yeah.
Which is really awful because he's psychic. Like he's like a scion.
Yeah.
So, what was y'all's favorite scenes or scene?
You go first, Becky. since-
Mine was the end credit scene.
Oh,
I mean, it's serious. Like, as much, I hate to say it, like, in the sense that, oh, the movie's over. But I think what it did is, like, now that I've thought about it, that was, like, the aha, that's actually brilliant. And the guy who's doing all the ranting is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name is. But I was like, look, you're related.
the director guy.
No. I think it was.
The whistle guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember his name, but I was like, oh my God, so much superhero harken backs. I love it. But I mean, other than the fact that like the horror scenes really did the horror really well, the movie wasn't my favorite.
I liked. I guess when the dad gets his fucking eyes blown out, that was kind of great. That was an asshole.
What about you, Bibby?
I had two that I liked equally as much. I thought it was terrifying when her alarm kept saying, movement in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck, he's out there. And she doesn't know, but we know he's out there. And then she's like, what's with this alarm? Oh, the lights went off. And then the dumb bitch opens the door. Of course, boy, you scared me. I thought Brightburn got me. I'm like, it's either a sassy Squatch or a Brightburn.
Well, the thing is that is, even if she doesn't open the door, motherfucker
He's
get in anyway. Yeah.
Anyway. But that he did it so sneakily.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like that's her nephew, and she's like, okay, go home, bye, and just shuts the door in his face. I'm like,
you need to walk home. But yeah, that didn't really make sense either. But the other scene I liked so much, and is when he stops his mom from killing him, and he has this look of just absolute utter betrayal. And he takes her and he flies straight up into the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And he holds her there, and you can tell he's thinking, I mean, that's his pivot point. If he drops her, that there's no going back from that. And then she reaches out and she touches his face because I think she realizes he's having this dilemma, and then he just drops her. But he doesn't watch her fall. He just looks like he's gone. Mm-hmm. Any part of that kid that they loved isn't there anymore. And then the plane comes at him, and you're like, oh, shit.
That was my least favorite scene because I hate airplane crashes.
But I really liked how he flew her up, and like that betrayal look, because all through the movie, he looked devastated when his dad tried to shoot him. But more so like, I know a bitch didn't.
Tried to shoot me.
A bitch didn't do this. Probably because he didn't really figure the dad was going to do it. But I think he knew the mom was going to try. Mm-hmm. And then when he flew her up, and he's just... Because Superman does that, where he just goes up and he hovers way up high and looks. And he's hovering like the Superman, but he's got his mom and he just drops her. Like, oh.
Bye, bitch.
That's it.
That's it.
There's no going back. He's no longer Brandon Byers.
Yeah.
He's Brightburn.
Yep. But, that was our 3 quick movie reviews.
Oh, Scuffed movie reviews.
I hope you all liked it. Because this will be the format from now on.
When we do a Scuffed movie review.
Yeah.
Like we'll have Godzilla coming up, and
Stranger Things.
Phoenix, Dark Phoenix,
and Stranger Things 3.
And Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Scuffed.
Hey, Beckles, where can
I almost said cosplay.
Beckles, where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook at The Free Rotation Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at The Free Rotation.
Spotify.
We are also on Spotify at The Free Rotation Podcast. We're on Instagram at The Free Rotation Podcast.
Don't we have our own website?
We do. It's at TheFreeRotation.com. You can check us out on Twitch and YouTube at The Free Rotation. We stream on there, and we do other videos and stuff. We got that. Hey, Humble Bundle. Thanks a lot.
Humble Bumble.
What? Okay. We're also
Humble Bumble.
Weeby Geeks. You can check out our other podcasts over there at theweebygeeks.com. WeebyGeeksPC.com. Thanks. Bye.
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 Bye. Oh my God. Goodbye.
Brightburn wasn't that good.
TheFreeRotation.